Hello, beloved. I am loving the idea that this one life is a fabric of life, is a tapestry that is woven together through the threads of every living life, every creature, every atom and molecule. And it is all of these beautiful, beautiful fibers making this one gorgeous tapestry. And if we think of this tapestry as a heavenly, beautiful piece of art, you are a thread in that heavenly, beautiful piece of art. And how you are weaving yourself into that tapestry is what makes it beautiful. I am excited about the series that we're in about co-creating heaven on earth now. And if you missed last week's video, or if you're coming here at another time, I invite you to go back and check it out, because I'm talking about how this is mandated. It is a piece of the perennial wisdom that has begun at the beginning of humanity through indigenous wisdom and all of the faith practices that explain to us that we are members of this one life, this beautiful tapestry, and that you and I, through the weaving of our own beings, are creating that tapestry. And we have a choice. We are able to consciously create it beautifully. This beautiful work of art that is the one beautiful manifest reality of the divine. So what does it take for you and I to weave a gorgeous tapestry? Well, first it takes you believing that you are an important thread in that tapestry, that you are a beautiful thread, the perfect color, the perfect angles and shapes and expression of the glorious piece of this tapestry, weaving the tapestry of heaven. This is a beautiful way I love to think about it. I have friends who are weavers, and I am just blown away of what they can create through this process of weaving. And that each one of those threads, each one of those little pieces of the tapestry becomes one thing, right? Fabric. It's kind of wild when you think about all the fabrics in your life and the weaving that had to happen to make it one thing. This is life. It is one thing, this life. The divine is this one holy, blessed thing that you and I get to actively participate in the creation of, in the co-creation of. And so when you think about this one life, you know, I think that one of the key elements of the one life is understanding ourselves as a member of it, but also understanding our connection to all the other threads, right? Our connection to one another, our connection to nature as nature, right? We are not separate. And when we get real with ourselves about that, right? When we realize that truth, it changes how we're being. I think it adds some gravity to the choices we make in our lives. It adds some gravity in our willingness to be present, our willingness to become more aware and alive as our fullness, as our truth, because it means that then the thread that you are weaving is the most gorgeous possible thread that you can add to the mix. That's exciting to me. That's heavenly to me. When you and I become conscious and awake and able to weave in a way maybe that we couldn't before. And so connection in this work of co-creating heaven on earth is critical. Conscious connection. Conscious connection to your nature, to your true self. Rev Angel Kyoto Williams talks about your signature of truth, and that you and I each have a signature of truth that is unique. And you are the only one who knows your signature of truth, and I'm the only one who knows my signature of truth. And that in getting into conscious connection with that signature of truth, is a beginning place for manifesting the heaven you want, for manifesting the experience of aliveness that you want to be experiencing. You know, this definition of heaven on earth, which is starting with your state of awareness. Heaven on earth comes into being first from this state of awareness, which is what I was talking a bit about last week. So from this state of awareness, from this consciousness of your true signature, you are then able to be, to weave the fabric that you want to weave. You are able, from this state of awareness, to see more fully what is true, to recognize with curiosity the truth of life itself, to recognize the true nature of other beings, the true nature of beloveds, the true nature of people that maybe you don't understand at all. But this state of awareness makes it possible for you to grow curious about other people's true nature, for you to compassionately weave alongside the other threads as they are growing in their awareness. This is why this spiritual commitment is so important. Because when you and I get lost in the truth of who we are, when we get lost through the BS programming and inherited crap that we think might be true about ourselves, that is a false narrative, it not only keeps you from your connection to your true nature, it keeps you from being able to connect with other life, with other beings. It blinds us. It numbs us. It armors us so that we can't connect with one another, so that we can't connect with ourselves. And so the work, the practices, the daily commitment to becoming less armored, to becoming more true to ourselves first, is what will bring forward the love you want to experience, the abundance you want to experience, the change that you want to see in your life and the lives of your communities in this world. So what happens when you consciously weave? What happens when you take that state of awareness of your true nature, of your signature of truth, and then you let yourself move from that? What happens to the tapestry when you boldly and unapologetically show up as your true colors? As you boldly and unapologetically say, woo, I'm done with this. I'm about to get into this. I'm about to throw some interesting shapes and color into life itself. That is exciting. That is heavenly. In Tracy Chapman's lyrics of Heaven Here on Earth, she says that heaven here on earth, if we have faith in humankind and respect for what is earthly. Faith in humankind. It's a big ask these days, yeah? It is really easy right now in the world to lose faith in one another, to lose faith in our fellow Americans, to lose faith in the idea that you and I are inherently good, that humans in general are inherently good and made as divine emanations of this one holy, blessed life. So faith in humankind is required to create heaven on earth, according to Tracy Chapman's lyrics, and I don't think she's wrong. You and I have to cultivate faith in humankind, faith in our own humanity, knowing that our humanity itself, all of the flaws and big feelings and missteps, is part of that humanity and is part of this one life, which means that is inherently divine. right? The belief that the spirit, that the one, that God, that God, Mother Earth, Mother Nature is all one thing and is good, is omnipresent. Yes, is one of the principles in this teaching. So you and I have to develop faith in that. You and I have to begin to believe in the goodness of our humanity, of your wholeness, of all that makes you up, and of all that makes up all the humans. And so this faith in humankind, which does feel like a big ask, I really do hear you. But what if that faith in humankind could be cultivated through relationship, through connection? Yeah. That instead of disconnection and isolation, which is epidemic right now, right? The sense of loneliness, the sense of disconnection, this lack of sense of community that many people are feeling right now. What if through cultivating greater connection, through cultivating community, through cultivating relationships with other humans, you could grow your faith in humanity, your own and other people's? Yeah. What if that was actually a practice and a way to heaven on earth? But what is required in that is you and I have to choose to put down some of our armor. You and I have to choose to vulnerably, courageously show up in relationships. Vulnerably and courageously open ourselves, open yourself to connection with other people. And maybe people that you wouldn't normally think of yourself as in community with or in connection with. This is part of the work. Connection is one of the 5 C's in the principles I'm introducing this month. And connection for the purpose of creating heaven on earth. Connection for the purpose of growing into deeper relationship with your own wholeness and true nature. And connection with curiosity. So that you can become more aware and understanding of other people's true nature. And here's what I have discovered. It is when I allow myself to be open-hearted and open-minded in connection with other people, even people that maybe I wouldn't necessarily think of as folks that I want to cultivate connection or community with. But when I walk into those interactions with curiosity and openness, my mind gets blown. I am often gifted with, wow, humans are good. We are so good. I just had an experience recently of interacting with someone and watching them so gently and kindly offer a compliment to a stranger. And I thought, yeah, humans are good. When I watch artists so vulnerably offer their creations to the world, to be completely judged and liked or not liked or accepted or all of that, every time an artist puts a piece out into the world, it's like bearing soul. And I am reminded every time, wow, look at the amazingness of human. Look at what it is we are capable of. This is what grows my faith in humanity. What helps to grow your faith in humanity? What if you put aside any ideas you have landed on that humanity is, gone to hell in a handbasket and you've given up? What if you let that thought go and got curious about humanity? What if you let that thought go and thought, it is worthwhile for me to open myself up to more connection? It is worthwhile for my own experience of love and understanding and being seen and accepted, it is worth it to open myself up to these greater connections, to spiritual relationship, to deeper understanding and deeper faith that actually it can be good. Life can be all of that I have dreamed of, that you have dreamed of. So connection is this principle in the 5 C's that you and I are going to double down on as we get into the small groups, our spirit circles. But in general, it is one of the practices that has to be cultivated for your spiritual growth and transformation, and for your communities and beloveds' growth and transformation, and ultimately for the world. So connection is the practice this week. But I want you to start with connection to your own true nature. I want you to start with intentionally committing to being in deeper connection with your own true nature. And I thought, what a great way to begin to do that than through some sort of artistic practice. I want you to visualize, imagine yourself as this incredibly gorgeous, critical thread in the tapestry of life. And imagine and visualize what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like. And write a story about that, write a poem about that, create a piece of artwork, write a song about that. Anything that you feel inspired to do based on this idea that you are a critical, gorgeous thread in the tapestry of life. And your courage challenge this week is, with that image in mind, with this idea that you are a critical thread in this fabric of life, but that you are always weaving in and among the other threads, I want you to choose someone in your life that you can intentionally, vulnerably, with curiosity, connect with deeper. And I want you to schedule a time with them, a phone call, a coffee date, after dinner chat with somebody in your household, that you are intentionally cultivating vulnerable, curious, compassionate, deeper connection. That is the work this week as we co-create and weave heaven on earth. I love you so much.